First name's Raymond, last name's Sanchez. Thrown Into Exile, Our Dying World, Yeghikian, Los Angeles, yeah. When I first heard of Seymour Duncan, I also was a huge Dimebag fan and saw the rail, and then ended up finding one I think used at a Guitar Center. I had no idea what it was, or I just knew like that Dimebag used it, so I wanted to, and so I put it in a guitar with a Floyd and put Zakk Wylde strings on it because that was a dynamic duo, Zakk and Dime. So wanted to do that, and I didn't know anything about a Floyd Rose and put really thick strings on it, and thought I broke it because the Floyd just went like this. And I called my friend, and he's like, wait, what are you doing? I said, I put a new pickup in, and so you probably wired it wrong, let me come over. So I did. That was the first thing, and yeah, never went back. Pickup installation was trial and error, as a guy, I guess. So like, we don't look at the directions, we just figure it out, and that's what I did as a kid, and I really wish I would have looked at the directions. Through the years now, with my most recent order of Seymour's, I really kind of looked at their online classes, and I actually, did the thing where, you look at the video, and then you do it at the same time, and then you burn yourself 7 times, and then you're like, at the end, you're like, we're done, and your hand's all bandaged. But that's more operator error on my part. But thankfully, I've trialed and error enough to get it down, I think. Thrown Into Exile is, I would say, at the gates meets Machine Head, touch of In Flames in there, and I was, still am really, but I'm a nobody from nowhere, and he found me at a Musicians Institute just mopping a floor somewhere, and then he was like, hey, you'll fit. And so all of a sudden we're playing with Death Angel, we're in Mexico, we're in Canada, and we're touring with Havoc and Warbringer and bands that I grew up listening to who are now my friends, and melodic death metal with Thin Lizzy Motorhead and Winter Sun Lamb of God type stuff. And then I listen to Brad Paisley and Dwight Yoakam every day. So. I'm fortunate enough to have 3 Strats, one with Nazgul in the bridge, the other with an alternative 8 in the bridge, and then the other with the Wes Hauch in the bridge, along with their hot stacks, which are humbuckers, but they're in the form of single coils, but it's a single rail, so it's rail, and then 2 rails. Yeah, it's very just bright and vicious sounding, so it's definitely perfect for that heavier, chunky stuff. I made the joke the other day that all my heroes are dead, because it's kind of true. The living ones, I'm very fortunate to call my friends. Conan of Ex Mortis, Reese of Havoc, Chase Becker of Warbringer. Waylon Jennings said once, if every singer sounded the way they wanted to sing, they would sound like George Jones. And I think if every guitar player sounded the way they really wanted to sound, they'd probably sound like Brandon Ellis of the Black Dahlia Murder. Apart from, the metal front, I would honestly say Brad Paisley, Brent Mason, those guys are just, those are my top. If I had to pick one favorite live show to relive every night for the rest of my life, it'd probably be Chris Stapleton. He had Marty Stewart there just annihilating a mandolin. That would be that side of the spectrum. As far as the other side, I remember I had seen Decapitated when they had just come back, and huge Decapitated fan, you know, when Merle Haggard isn't on, I guess. So I remember I had just broken up with a girl. I was like 19 years old, and I saw them in San Francisco, and they just ripped the place in half. It was my first time seeing them, and it was just first time like crowd surfing, front row, that whole thing, and I think I had a human being thrown into me, just picked up over someone's head and thrown at me. It was just the wildest night. That and Boston was, oddly enough. Boston was absolutely fantastic. I saw them with Joan Jett. They were amazing, yeah.